Welcome to Liz Rocks and Stuff. I'm Liz. It's time for episode 73 of What's in My Tumbler. We are starting off with the Meg. This is finally in stage 4 and polished this week, so we'll see how that turns out. First thing we are going to do is dump it out and rinse it off. I have to say, I am in love with this sci-fi Jasper, and I'm going to have to get some more because it looks so cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to have to get some more of it. But we're going to rinse it off, put it all back in the barrel. We're not going to worry about looking at it. We're just going to dump it back in and add some borax and do a bit of tumbling to get a burnish cycle on this. Again, I say this every time I burnish. I only burnish for a few hours with the borax. Some people will burnish overnight or for a couple of days. I just find it's just as effective to do it for a couple of hours as it is to do it longer. But whatever works for you is what you should do as far as burnishing. You can see the water wasn't terribly dirty. I've had worse. So I feel like it was as clean as it needed to be. So we're going to get that all rinsed off. We want to get all of that borax out. And it's been a while since I brought this up. If you're using borax, be careful where you're rinsing it off because it will kill your plants. You don't want to be rinsing borax off anywhere where you have plants that you want to keep. So sorting these out, I've got the picture jasper on the left, ocean jasper on the right, and sci-fi porcelain jasper down the middle. So we're going to get all of these sorted out, and then I'm going to dry them off. I didn't do as many of the ocean jasper because those are just bigger pieces and they took up a lot more room. But you can see these are so shiny, so pretty. That's a lot darker. In person, it has a lot more green to it. And look at that. That's not even my favorite piece of the porcelain jasper. It just looks so cool. I love the colors in it. And then we have the picture jasper, which looks like desert to me. And I think they're really pretty. So we're going to do one round of close-ups on this. Again, the color on this ocean jasper doesn't come across on screen, but it does look really nice, and everything turned out so well. I'm very happy with this. All right, moving on to Crazy Cow. This is the Mexican Crazy Lace Agate and the Mookite. So these are both very hard rocks, and they are going to take a very long time to shape. I would say probably longer than the Jasper did in the Meg. So these are going to be around for a minute. Get used to seeing Crazy Cow come up all the time. So we're going to do a bit of sorting here, and I had like one or two small pieces, little chips. Were ready to move on. Everything else needed a lot more time in stage 1. Some of them have a long way to go. Now, I've never done Mookite. I have tumbled Crazy Lace Agate before, but not Mookite. So this is a little bit new to me, but they're both similar hardnesses. We'll throw in an extra piece of Mookite and borax and stage 1 grit, and these are going to be ready to go for another week in stage 1. I imagine they are going to be quite a while before they're ready to move on. All right, Bam Bam. So this is the follow-up to Pebbles. This is some river rock and aquarium gravel. Now, when I open this up, there's just a rock sitting right there. That was kind of weird. That's a very flat rock. So sitting there was one clue. You can see how gritty that slurry is. So it just did not get a lot of action. And I think it's because I have too many big rocks in here. So I have one big round rock and two more flat rocks. So what I am going to do is I kind of look at that rock and I'm not liking it and how it's tumbling. So I'm just going to put the two flat ones in there. I think they're going to be more useful for what my husband wants them for. So we're going to just put the flat ones in, and then I just left it back. That rock is just still sitting out in my rock beds because I have no use for it now. So we're going to just top up a little bit more aquarium gravel. And these are going to go into stage 1 again because they do still need more time to shape up. So I'm going to put in a little less grit than I normally would just to make sure that I'm not wasting anything. But that's Bam Bam going for another week. And now the Shungite. If you have not seen the Shungite slurry from my last round of this, you are not prepared for what this looks like. It is so nice. So I am collecting it in a pot because I'm saving it for ink to make ink with. But look at that. Look at how black that is. It's so nice. So I'm also going to do very, very minimal rinsing at this stage because I have to dehydrate it anyway to make the ink. So the more water in there, the longer it's going to take. I actually let it settle and try to separate it out a little bit to pour out some water that I wasn't going to have to wait to dehydrate. But that's going to be the longest thing right now, is waiting for it all to dehydrate. So I did very minimal rinsing. So this is going to be a little more hardcore rinsing here, getting as much slurry off as I can. I am going to put this into stage 1 again and possibly get some more things to make ink with. But most of these probably could have gone into stage 2, but I did have more rocks, and like I had just a few, not enough for a whole batch. So I'm just going to throw it all in there, and I ended up messing with this a lot because it was a little too full. But honestly, this is so soft of a rock that it doesn't really matter, and it does turn your hands black. So what I did learn about this is from the last time is when it's done with its grinding cycle, it is very dirty and it will turn your hands black in a second. Once you put it through a cleaning cycle, it doesn't do it anymore until you put it into the next cycle. Even with the final polish, once you do it in stage 4, it still will turn your hands black until you do a cleaning cycle, which I find it really interesting. All right, so new barrel. This is going to be the last of my ocean jasper, which I have 4 big pieces of that. And I'm going to add to that Dragon's Bloodstone. I have tumbled Dragon's Bloodstone before. This is a better quality rock than I had last time, so I think these are going to turn out a little bit better. Now, my husband gave me some suggestions for this batch, and his suggestion was bloody water. And I was like, no, I can't name that a batch that. But I was going for like mythical water dragons. So the name that I ended up picking, some people are probably not going to like it, and I'm okay with that. But I ended up naming this batch Leviathan, which I think is a cool name, and I think it's going to end up really cool. So this is my new batch. So quick wrap up. I did collect the slurry to start the ink. I am working on it. I am filming that process. It's going to take at least a month for me to get everything I need for that, but I will be putting out a video on that. So look out for that in the future. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.